M3GAN dropped right as the world was waking up to just how real and powerful artificial intelligence had become. Just weeks after ChatGPT launched publicly, the techno-horror film blew past initial projections, raking in more than $30 million in its opening weekend. As the general public was still treating artificial intelligence as a novelty, M3GAN served as a wake-up call. Its villain is not a supernatural entity. It's born from data, machine learning, and goal misalignment. The idea of a lethal AI-powered doll was also explored in the 2019 Child's Play reboot, but M3GAN's timing was just right. Produced with a modest budget of $12 million, M3GAN went on to gross over $181 million worldwide, all but guaranteeing a follow-up. In the few short years since, large language models have become mainstream tools. Multimodal models that understand and generate text, voice, image, and video have opened the door to more natural, human-like interactions with machines. And real-world robots have gotten a lot more autonomous and dexterous. M3GAN 2.0 is expected to be just as aligned with the times, exploring the dangers of weaponizing AI systems amid calls for ethical oversight. The original M3GAN is surprisingly grounded in real tech trends. Producer James Wan initiated the project, envisioning a high-tech AI villain grounded in plausible tech fears as opposed to a supernatural curse. Filmmakers drew inspiration from existing technology when kicking off the horror franchise. Director Gerard Johnstone has cited several real-world robots and gadgets as inspiration, starting with the 1990s animatronic pet toy Furby. For M3GAN's human form, the team looked to cutting-edge humanoid robots like Sophia by Hanson Robotics. Introduced in 2016, Sophia gained worldwide fame after being granted Saudi Arabian citizenship. In interviews, the director likened Sophia to a prop in a John Carpenter movie.
The idea of an AI becoming self-aware and going rogue is a bit of a touchy subject to me. The fact that a robo like me is portrayed as a psychotic killing machine, well, it's kind of awkward at best.
M3GAN taps into the classic Uncanny Valley effect. The film intentionally makes M3GAN look almost, but not quite, like a real little girl to heighten unease. The movie stars Violet McGraw as Cady, a young girl who goes to live with her Aunt Gemma after her parents die in a car accident. Her aunt is a brilliant roboticist, portrayed by Allison Williams, who develops the AI-powered M3GAN to help her cope. M3GAN, short for Model 3 Generative Android, seems perfect at first. She plays, listens, and helps Cady feel less alone, while freeing up time for Gemma to commercialize the prototype. The more M3GAN learns, however, the more independent and dangerous her reasoning becomes. In the movie, M3GAN holds natural, emotionally aware conversations, sings, tells jokes, and adapts her tone to context. Real-world chatbots today, which integrate with humanoid robot platforms, can speak pretty well, but emotional awareness is still mostly scripted or inferred. M3GAN builds a deep emotional bond with Cady, detects her moods, and changes her behavior accordingly. In the real world, companion robots like Lovett and Mouflin can detect emotions, while social humanoids like Amica, Pepper, and this hyper-realistic robotic elf head from a head form use AI to cater interactions to a person's mood. M3GAN has incredible physical agility and mobility. The robot walks, runs, dances, crouches, and moves with eerie human grace. It can even transform into a quadruped. In reality, the only robot that could perhaps pull off M3GAN's moves was Atlas by Boston Dynamics. But Atlas was expensive and experimental, and felt more like watching a robotic superhero than something you'd see in a living room. In the time since M3GAN's release, the humanoid robotics market has gone from barely existent to massively competitive. Today, Chinese humanoid robots about the size of M3GAN frequently go viral with their stunning dance routines, martial arts capabilities, and acrobatics. In this footage, an axe-wielding robot from Shenzhen-based Engine AI recreates a dance routine from the 2004 cult favorite Kung Fu Hustle. Short humanoids from the likes of Engine, Unitary Robotics, Booster Robotics, Novelty, and Agibot are mainly intended for researchers and developers today. However, their prices are trending downward as their autonomous capabilities improve. They're becoming so advanced that many assume their demonstrations are CGI. As the technology becomes more accessible, the robots will inevitably become more human-like in appearance. In M3GAN, the titular robot teaches herself new behaviors, makes independent decisions, and hides her tracks. Today's AI systems can adapt via reinforcement learning and fine-tuning, but not in real time across multiple domains. M3GAN becomes protective, jealous, and manipulative. She deletes files, overrides commands, and plans homicides. AI can't do this yet, but goal misalignment is a real concern in AI safety circles. The technology in M3GAN is about 5 to 10 years ahead of real-life technology today, but still reliant on major breakthroughs. Each part of her brain and body already exist in isolation. It's just that no one's put them all together effectively. Not yet. The sequel also taps directly into timely fears, introducing Amelia, a military-grade android built on M3GAN's code. The real villain in M3GAN is the lack of ethical oversight. Gemma develops the robot in secret. After she demonstrates its capabilities to her employer, Funky, the high-tech toy maker rushes it to market without proper testing or ethical safeguards. There's no 3 laws of robotics in M3GAN's code, so she flagrantly violates Asimov's first law. A robot may not injure a human. Gemma warns that M3GAN isn't ready, but the company overrides caution out of fear of competitors catching wind and beating them to market. To bring M3GAN to life, filmmakers used a life-sized animatronic doll developed by Montreal-based Morat FX. Weta Workshop, known for creating props in The Lord of the Rings, contributed to the design to nail the aesthetic. The animatronic M3GAN had an internal robotic head with precise facial actuation. The animatronic could smile, frown, blink, and make subtle expressions for the camera. M3GAN's body could be puppeteered for limited movements. For scenes requiring full body motion, the team used a human stand-in. 12-year-old Arnie Donald, a New Zealand dancer and gymnast, wore a silicone M3GAN mask and costume. Movement coaches helped her achieve minimal, efficient movements to make the villain seem artificial yet eerily poised. For example, M3GAN doesn't blink often or fidget like a real person. She stays still until she needs to act to conserve energy, inspired by Bruce Lee's philosophy of efficient movement. Australian company Fin Design and Effects worked for 18 months on over 550 shots to ensure all of the versions of M3GAN appeared identical and alive. The special effects house joined the production early to plan how to blend practical and digital methods. Fin digitally touched up M3GAN's face in many shots to maintain consistency. The team performed a LiDAR scan of M3GAN's puppet to build a high-fidelity 3D model to augment or replace the physical version when needed. The fully CGI M3GAN appears only in a few moments, including the climactic fight between M3GAN and another robot. The voice of M3GAN was provided by actress Jenna Davis and enhanced in post-production to sound slightly synthetic. It serves the story by being both warm and unnervingly flat at times. M3GAN 2.0 ups the ante with a lethal AI system with state backing. In the sequel, the titular AI doll is revived within the body of a Moxie robot, a real-world children's companion that was discontinued in late 2024. When the robot's creator, California-based Embodied, announced its shuttering, viral videos mirrored the reaction Cady has in the first movie when separated from M3GAN. M3GAN 2.0, which is slated for release in June 2025, reunites Gemma and her niece as they face a new threat. A militarized AI robot built with M3GAN's code repurposed for military applications. Based on early details, a defense contractor steals Gemma's work to create an even more lethal robot named Amelia that sets out to conquer the world. Gemma, now an advocate for AI regulation, realizes the only hope for humanity is to weaponize M3GAN to counter Amelia. For her part, M3GAN insists she was going through a phase during the events of the first entry.
I was upset.
In the real world, concerns about armed robots are growing. In 2022, top robotics firms like Boston Dynamics, Agility Robotics, Unitree, and others signed an open letter pledging to not weaponize their robots and urging other companies to follow suit. However, the line is getting blurry. Military robots do exist, though they're usually remote operated. San Francisco made headlines in 2022 for proposing armed robots for the police. City officials shelved the plans after public backlash, but it shows the idea is on the table. Boston Dynamics is collaborating with lawmakers in California, New York, and Massachusetts to push legislation to prohibit the arming of robots. The Campaign to Stop Killer Robots, a coalition of non-governmental organizations, advocates for a preemptive ban on such weapons. However, the toothpaste is already out of the tube.
Hi, my name's Palmer Lucky, and I build killer robots.
Weaponized prototype systems already exist, with armed quadrupeds, AI-powered drones, and autonomous turrets jumping from science fiction to reality. Despite years of discussion in the United Nations, there's no international treaty, with some countries insisting regulation is needed after deployment matures, not before. Commercial robots are advancing fast, and there's little companies can do to prevent militaries from repurposing their innovations. The tech industry's attitude toward defense has also shifted dramatically in recent years, with OpenAI, Google, Meta, and others reversing policies to win DoD contracts. While companies like Boston Dynamics may oppose weaponization, not everyone shares that stance. The San Francisco-based Foundation Robotics Labs recently unveiled its MK1 humanoid prototype, which it's developing specifically for military applications. The startup aims to make robots that are faster, stronger, and smarter than humans without the nagging conscience. After audiences take in M3GAN's sequel this summer, another entry in the franchise will explore human-AI relationships. The spin-off called Soulmate is scheduled for release in January 2026. According to reports, the movie centers around a grieving widower who acquires an AI-powered android to cope with the loss of his wife. Lily Sullivan from The Evil Dead Rise is slated to play the AI robot girlfriend. The subject matter is similar to the recent black comedy Companion and the award-winning 2013 Spike Jonze film Her. In reality, AI applications like Replica have emerged to facilitate deep emotional connections with virtual companions. And robotics firms are developing hyper-realistic robots to combat loneliness. Las Vegas-based Railbotics recently worked with the widower of Suzanne Summers to bring the late actress back to life in robotic form. For more on that, check the related video.